Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Michelle.
So today I'm going to be making the best cookie I make.
Yep.
But this one in dairy-free. So I'm going to make a sea salt turtle caramel cookie, and you're going to love it.
Yes, you are. This is my favorite.
This is the one where you take it to a Christmas party or you give it to a neighbor or friend, and they're going to ask you for the recipe. They're going to ask you to make it every year. It's great. It's one of the first ones I ever made and one of the best. For the dairy-free, I'm going to use dairy-free caramels. If you want to know how to make these, because these are homemade, there is another video I made showing you how to make dairy-free caramel. It turns out great.
Very good.
This is somebody who only likes the real butter dairy, and she's loving these. So anyways, look at that other video. You'll see how to make these. These are a part of the turtle cookie recipe, and you'll see how we're going to fold them into the dough. And you can see below in the description for a link to the video on how to make the dairy-free caramels.
Definitely check it out. So while my lovely husband makes these fantastic cookies, I'll be doing a little toodaloo.
She can't stand it when I have a mess in the kitchen, and I have a messy kitchen, because if you don't have mess going on when you're baking, you're not baking it right. That's just my opinion. Okay, bye babe.
Goodbye. Have fun.
Now, as always, you can do this with a hand mixer. I have my trusted stand mixer. Again, I recommend, if you can get one of these, get one of these. It is great, and I love mine. So first, we're going to put together the butter, the peanut butter, and the sugars. So let's get started. Instead of butter, of course, I'm going to go dairy-free. So what I do is I use butter Crisco. It is dairy-free, and I think it actually does a little bit better in cookies than other non-dairy butters. So to start, you're going to want to go ahead and put your butter, peanut butter, and sugars and mix them together. That's a ½ cup of non-dairy butter or butter Crisco. Then you're going to do a ½ cup of peanut butter. I went ahead and scooped it out. 8 big tablespoons full, or ½ cup. You can do a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on your love for peanut butter. And then you're going to do a cup of brown sugar. Again, as you know, when you do brown sugar, you do it packed. And then you're going to do a ½ cup of your white granulated sugar. Then you're going to want to mix that together. You're going to see today I'm going to be using my dough hook. The reason I use this is pretty heavy when you're using the peanut butter, and you're going to get some flour in there a little bit, so the dough hook tends to kind of be able to push things around better. Okay, so let's mix that up on medium speed. Okay, next we're going to put in our 2 eggs, one at a time. So next, you're going to want to put in your vanilla, sea salt, and baking soda. It's a teaspoon of sea salt, ½ a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, as always, if you like vanilla, you can always put a little bit more. Then mix that up good. So now you're going to add your flour. You're going to do 2½ cups, but you're going to do a ½ cup at a time. Okay, one more ½ cup to go, and you're going to notice that your dough is getting nice and thick. That's perfect. And when your dough starts looking like clumped up sand, you know you've got it. Okay, so now you want to add your chocolate chips. Dairy-free again. So we found out and have been using Enjoy Life for quite some number of years. But now Nestle makes a dairy-free, allergy-free too. So we're going to try the Nestle out this year. Dump the whole bag in there. Again, mix. Okay, you can stop when you feel like you have the chocolate chips mixed in there pretty good. Sometimes they'll bunch together, so you do want to make sure you've mixed it up nice. Make sure nothing clumped on the bottom. Now, we're gonna stop here and say there are two different ways to do the pecans, okay? Some people say you can just dump the pecans in there. You can mix it up. It makes it nice and quick. Then you throw the caramels in there, mix it up, dump it on the pan, and bake it up. Makes it a little bit easier and quicker. However, what I do is I take and make balls of this, and I'll show you. I press the caramel down into the top, and then I press a pecan or two into the top, and then when you bake it, it kind of makes it look prettier, but I think it also balances out the crunch and the taste of the creamy. I think it balances out the taste also with a nice crunch, and the caramel melts over the top of it, so it not only looks a little bit classier, but it tastes a lot better too. But again, you don't have to do that. If you mix it up and create your cookie balls and bake them, it'll taste great too. So here we go. I'm going to show you my way of doing this. Okay, one cheat I want to share. You can get these pre-cut parchment sheets, and you just put them, you're ready to go. It's just so easy. Okay, I got a piece of wax paper down. I grab some dough, make a little ball of it, not too big. Make sure it's got some good chocolate chips in it. Take a piece of caramel. This one's just the right size. Press it into the top. Put a pecan with it. Mash it in there together. If the pecan looks a little bit loose, don't worry about it. The caramel will melt and keep it all together. This is probably going to make about 3 dozen. You put them in there about 10 to 13 minutes. I usually make the next batch while the first batch is baking and just keep on rotating like that. So I've got the 12 ready to go. The sea salt goes on top. You just sprinkle it across. This is what makes the cookie sweet and savory. You're going to see how great this is. Okay, I'm going to put it in. I set the timer for 10 minutes. Check them. They might have to go a couple minutes more. You'll see when they turn golden brown.
Category, that is.
Okay, when you get them out, they're nice and golden brown, and if they're done right, the caramel won't be running out the sides on some of them. And that caramel hardens up, and it's so sweet and nice, almost like toffee. You're gonna love it. But you have to let them set. Are you here already?
I heard cookies.
You have to let them set. I'm gonna put mine on a wire rack and let them cool off. And then I'm gonna put these next batch in there, again, for about 10 to 12 minutes.